food by Tamil people. And still, up until today, there are so many Tamil people, Tamil friends of mine, helping me to come up in my life. So this is nothing to do with Tamil people or Sinhalese people. I want to make this point very clear. Everybody in the world, including some Tamil people who are against the terrorists and who love the peace, these people are against this LTTE terrorist group. Now, this is where the Sri Lankan government was defeating LTTE. This is, if Canadians don't understand, most of the Canadians don't understand, this is similar to Al-Qaeda, Bin Laden. This is where Sri Lankan government was fighting and defeating. The Tamil Liberation Eelam of Tamil, LTTE. This is what the LTTE is, the terrorist group.
I think we got it. Did you have a final point? Because we want to go to our next caller.
Well, final point is like this is a very vast topic if you want to talk, right? Like what I want to make everybody understand is this is nothing to do with Tamil people. This is against an LTTE, like a terrorist group, world dangerous terrorist group.
A lot of people might take issue.
Who were defeated by the Sri Lankan government, not the Tamil people. And if you go to Jaffna now, Sri Lankan government is building roads, building buildings, giving people jobs in Jaffna. So, like, I don't know whether Canadian government should get involved in a terrorist group rather than helping the government to help the Tamil people in Sri Lanka, the innocent Tamil people.
Tom, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much for your thoughts. You know, a lot of people are going to have a lot of issues with what he has to say. I guess I'll throw that to Krishna first.
Sure.
Not to say that you have an issue, but maybe to explain maybe what might be the gap in his perception versus other people's perceptions.
Well, certainly it's an interesting perspective that he offers, but what I will say is this. This debate is not about the way in which a national liberation organization may or may not conduct itself. This question here is about the death of tens of thousands of innocent civilians, non-combatants, who had nothing to do with either the LTT or the Sri Lankan Armed Forces. A UN panel of experts commissioned by the Secretary General himself released a report in April of this year, and that report indicted the Sri Lankan government for committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. That's what this is about. The conduct of the war committed by the Sri Lankan government and the Sri Lankan Armed Forces represent a grave assault on the entire regime of international law. The international law that was designed to protect individual dignity during both times of peace and war.
We're going to leave it there and take our next caller for the moment. His name is Emmanuel. Welcome to the show. Emmanuel. All right, I guess we're having some technical difficulties. Emmanuel, are you with us?
Yeah, hello.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me now?
We got you finally. Take it away.
Okay, good stuff. I'm really enjoying your program, Ben.
Well, thank you.
And the guests that you have in there, they have a hard work to do ahead of them if they really want to have something done, and especially in the part of the Canadian government. It doesn't matter what stripe would be on a Canadian government, if it's red or green or blue. They would still have a hard time in order to really clarify or being clarified the situation in Sri Lanka. We also have to realize that until a couple of years ago, the Tamil Tigers were not recognized as a normal organization, but they were a terrorist group. And the federal government, about 2 years ago, they recognized the Tamil Tigers, and your guests that can actually confirm that. And but I think the government is actually trying to do something, helping, and with the programs that you guys are having right now, Mercer, programs with information to the public, to other groups, I think it will be a really good idea to have more programs, show their culture at times. I think it's important, not closing the highways where you put people against you, but inform people, write to the newspapers, programs on TV like you have tonight. I think it's important, and all together we can put a little bit of pressure on the actual government in order to try to recognize more and to do more with Sri Lanka. I have a couple of friends from Sri Lanka, very nice people, and they still have problems, and they recognize the problems that they have on their own country. But anyways, what I'm trying to say with all of this is more information, educate more the Canadian people, and I think eventually they will get the job done, and they will put the pressure necessary to the federal government to work ahead.
Very well spoken caller.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in. Our next caller, I believe, is Catherine on the phone line. Catherine, thank you so much for your phone call. All right, we will put that call on hold and go to our next caller. We'll get them queued up. Our next caller, joining us on the phone line is?
Hello?
Ren.
Yes, my name is Ren.
Ren, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm from Mississauga.
Great to have you with us.
Yeah, but my city is Mulativ. There's a war, the final war was right there. So from my house, even 2 kilometers. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. So almost my 1/3 relatives die. 1/3 relatives. My relatives die in the war, last war. You believe me or not? I can give you a phone number. There's one boy right there. He doesn't have parents, like a mom, dad, his brother, everybody. He's alone here. There's somebody sponsored from tsunami. His mom died for tsunami. After that, the war, his dad and other brother died. Because Sri Lankan military, they kill. Whoever talk right now, I hope a lot of Sri Lankan government, they sent a lot of Sinhalese people, whoever Tamil, even Tamil people, they send it over here to destroy whoever Tamil people real feeling. This happened right away. That's why I hope earlier I couldn't control. That's why I call you back. Because I know my feel. I don't have a relative like a 1/3, my whole city. My city name is Selvapuram. Even Mullativ city, not even like half kilometer from Mulliwaikal, 1 kilometer. That's all I have. But I don't know what happened in Canadian government. They don't take any action because everybody we beg them, please serve my people, please serve my brothers and sisters. But nobody understands that time. Finally, June, they know.
We have to wrap up your phone call there. Unfortunately, we have to come up to a break here. You're watching Ben Mercer live on Rogers TV. We'll have more calls when we return. Our phone number here, 905-848-LIVE. We're talking about raising awareness about Tamils in Sri Lanka. Welcome back to Ben Mercer Live. Tonight we're talking about Tamils in Sri Lanka and, of course, Tamil people in Canada. In Peel region, we're home to thousands of them, and a lot of them are now trying to raise awareness to get the Canadian government to put pressure on the UN to pursue war crimes against those responsible for some of the conflict in Sri Lanka. And, of course, we keep talking about what is the past, what is the past, what is the past. Some of the big fears here are that, you look to the history to predict the future, and without intervention from the international community, something might happen again. Now, we're a little pressed for time. We'll give you guys final word, but we want to go to Saruth on the phone line. Saruth, welcome to the show. Saruth, are you with us?
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. Take it away.
Good. My name is Saruth. I was in Sri Lanka 2 months ago, and I see the condition. I took a bus from Colombo to Jaffna, and I seen how bad it is, and how the Tamil people is treated as a minority. And there's no development. People, the lost legs, arms. They're like, especially the Vani area is very badly, damaged, and the houses are, trees were inside the house. Nothing happened. So the government is claiming, they defeat the war against LTT. So what are they doing now? they're not helping any Tamil, Tamil community. They're treating as a worse than minor, second-class citizen. This is why the LTT, this is how the LTT created, because all the discrimination against the minority. So we need the international community, Canadian government, everybody to support to have these people live with the dignity and human rights. So that's what I want to say.
Well,
but it has to be we need support. That's why I've seen exactly how these people are treated. Every 200 yards there's an army checkpoint. Why? If they win the war, they're claiming why there's still army there.
We got to wrap things up there.
Why can't the people live peace and then start building their house and
I appreciate your call. Thank you. We got to cut you off there as we're running out of time, and I think that speaks to what you were talking about earlier. This isn't a let's just go about war crimes and get some history brought to resolution. This is the future and the present, and there's still all sorts of things to consider. Where can people find information about both the organizations?
Well, our website is tgtedemocrats.org, tgtedemocrats.org.
And so our clock's winding down. Where can people reach you?
ncctcanada.ca.
Thank you so much for all your phone calls and support. You've been watching Ben Mercer live on Rogers TV. We'll be live again next week in our brand new studio in HD, only coming to you live at 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights. Thanks again.